said it'd been home run 1904.
Well, folks, it's about that magic hour. We've got a fun meeting today, so let's get underway.
That's what I was hearing.
Let's begin with our defining statement. Kiwanis is a global organization of volunteers
dedicated to improving the world one child and one community at a time.
And just for that, it's a great day to be a Kiwanian. Kids need Kiwanis, and Kiwanis needs you. And thank you for being here for our Christmas program today.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and
to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Our invocation is Bob. Do you have the invocation today? There he is. Bob Goodell, the former president of Harris Teeter Supermarkets.
Led today, every morning I wake up to Richard Rohr's daily meditation. Today's was Love Does No Harm, and an excerpt at the bottom where Richard invites us to trust the inherent goodness of the universe. I think it spoke to me, and I think it will to all of us, that love is the deal. And I've been around Kiwanis for about 10 years. I know there's so much love in this room. Love for children, love for each other, love for service. And it also speaks to that we do these invocations without regard to a particular belief. The goal of the spiritual journey is to discover and move toward connectedness on ever new levels. Of course, we won't become vulnerable enough to connect unless we learn to trust over and over again. We must ask ourselves, is the universe a friendly place or not? The spiritual experience is about trusting that when we stop holding ourselves, inherent goodness will still uphold us. Many of us call that God, but it isn't necessary. It is the trusting that's important. When we fall into such primal love, we realize that everything is foundationally okay. I love you. Amen.
Bob, we thank you for that. And also, as I announced just a week or two ago, Bob, at his ripe young age, scaled down the side of the Wells Fargo Tower downtown. And I asked him, why would anybody with good sense do something like that? And he said, if he choked to death eating a bologna sandwich at home, it would just be a small obituary, but if he fell off that building, it'd be on the front page. Bob, we appreciate that. You're a good guy. We have at least one guest here today, and we will, if you'll stand, please. This is Anna Neal Blanchard. She is the daughter of Mr. Blanchard, who was one of our members, and he's going to be honored today later in the program. We appreciate you being here for that. Thank you. Let's take a look at some membership welfare items. Charlie Wheelis is still recovering. Keep him in your thoughts. Randy Hartley has some complications from surgery, but he's doing much better. Howard Hadley is recovering. He would love to have a card from everybody. This is a great time of year to get a card to Howard. Nancy Taylor is recovering. Keep her in your thoughts. And Bob Brooks has sent word that he will be back soon, and we will be happy to see him. Yes.
Hey, Buck, I just wanted to let everybody know our former member, J.C. Knowles, took a fall last week, hit his rib area, but he's I don't want to get too graphic, but he needed to call the ambulance and was admitted over to Wake Med. So I think he's doing really good and will be in rehab soon. But just wanted to let you guys know. And he's hoping to join back in January. So.
Great. Thank you so much. I believe Frank Manson asked to have just a minute. Frank?
On behalf of Dick Hygard, myself, I want to pass along thanks to everyone that contributed to the Poe Magnet Elementary School Angel Tree Project. Raised $3,500. None of that was from the club. It was all from individual members, and it was able to help 90 children at Poe have a Christmas they would not otherwise have had. And out of those 90, a number of them, I don't want to get into percentages, were homeless kids. So I just want you to know, from myself and from Dick, thank you very much. You did a good thing, club.
Thank you so much. We appreciate that. Yes, ma'am.
One other thing I wanted to mention too, under membership welfare, Cynthia Ball, and Cynthia is on, oh, there she is, up online, Zoom, had a hip replacement. And Cynthia, you're doing well. Awesome. Thank you so much. Yes, we just wanted to make sure we recognized her.
And I apologize for missing that. Thank you so much, Cynthia. We appreciate it very much.
Mr. President.
And please.
So J.C. Knowles is in UNC Rex rehab in Apex.
Great.
That's where he's at.
Fantastic. Thank you for letting us know that. So JC's at UNC Rex at Apex. Please keep him in mind. Visit him if you can. We hope he will be well and back real soon with us. Be sure to check your emails for our weekly emails from here. We've had a good week. Last night we had the Boys and Girls Club, and what an event. What an event. The tone level was so high in that room when Santa Claus came in, and then when each one of them opened a gift, and they opened them all at the same time. It was a memorable event, and if you've never been to that, sign up to go next year. It was absolutely excellent at the Boys and Girls Club. Salvation Army, which still needs some people to serve on Friday the 23rd. See Cricket Harold for that. There's Cricket. What? You got them all now? Good, good. Well, we appreciate all the volunteers. Thank you so very much. Now, the other thing we announced today is we were going to have a festive sweater contest. You notice that moved from ugly sweater contest to festive sweater contest. So everybody that has on a sweater to be in the contest, please stand up and come up front, please. I want you to take a look at this group. I tell you what, we may have to have one or two to explain, but take a look at this. We're getting a good group picture. I tell you what, Hampton told me, I said, is that a Christmas sweater? And he said, well, he wears it every Christmas and he prays that his golf game will get better. That's how it's connected. Take a look as we go down the line. I want you all in just a second to tell us which ones of these are the best. And what I'm going to do is hold my hand over that person's head and let's hear a round of applause. And I don't want to be the one to judge who wins, but I'll let you all judge.
I think they're all great.
I think they're all great too. Let's have a round of applause to start with. Another round of applause. I don't know what this thing is. The sweater, that is. I know what that thing is. Yeah. Here we go. Look here, Art. And last but not least, folks, they're all winners. We'll have something for all of them. We don't have all the prizes this week. Wait a minute. Who was? Who was the winner? Pass it out, and then we're going to have something for all of them next week. Thank you all for participating in that, making this a festive day, and this is going to be a very fun and festive day. Let's start now with our program. I'm going to get our program person to get up here, and we have a treat for you today. This is going to be a fun holiday program, something we can all enjoy. And we usually say speaker, but our entertainer today is Paige King Johnson, who is a country music songwriter and singer, originally from Angier by way of Nashville, Tennessee. She's local talent. She got her first guitar from her grandfather when she was 9 years old, and that set it off. And incidentally, her dad and her grandfather were both Kiwanians, and that's great. I'm glad she's here doing this for us today. She has gone from playing with that guitar to singing and songwriting, and she hosts her own music cavalcade on a kind of a regular basis in the Johnson Properties building in Angier. And she went on to Belmont University in Nashville, Tennessee, where she got a degree in music business, and she's put it to use ever since. She's become a local celebrity by mastering the art of storytelling through song. She's 3 times the Carolina Country Music Award winner for Female Vocalist of the Year, and she has won the Country Emerging Artist Award, New Artist Award. She is now the voice of Got to Be North Carolina Agriculture, and she is promoting that across North Carolina with her singing. Her debut single was Water Down the Whiskey. That's pretty good coming from a family that doesn't drink, I tell you. Water Down the Whiskey, and that reached number 29 on the music charts. She is in Nashville, Tennessee, as well as here. She's working with Pam Tillis in creating music videos. For a festive Christmas time, let's give a Kiwanis warm welcome to Paige King Johnson.
Thank you. We'll get a little closer to you. That'll work. Thank you, Mr. Buck. I appreciate it. I'm so glad to be here with y'all today. Mr. Buck said no pressure, but you're the entertainment for our Christmas party. So I don't know what that means, other than I can play you some Christmas songs. Does that sound like a deal? And he said, just play. We give our people 30 minutes. He said, just play all 30 minutes. But I had a lot of people asking me questions just about my job in general. So we'll see how many questions come up, and we can do a Q&A at the end. This song is from Mr. Buck. Christmas time's a-coming, Christmas time's a-coming, Christmas time's a-coming, and I know I'm going home. Snowflakes are falling, my old homes are calling, tall pines are humming when Christmas time's a-coming. Can't you hear them bells ringing, ringing, joy to all, hear them singing. When it's snowing, I'll be going back to my country home. Christmas time's a-coming, Christmas time's a-coming, Christmas time's a-coming, and I know I'm going home. Holly's in the window, homes where the wind blows, can't walk for running when Christmas time's a-coming. Can't you hear them bells ringing, ringing, joy to all, hear them singing. When it's snowing, I'll be going back to my country home. Christmas time's a-coming, Christmas time's a-coming, Christmas time's a-coming, and I know I'm going home. Christmas time's a-coming, Christmas time's a-coming, Christmas time's a-coming, and I know I'm going home. Thank you. I came up, and first of all, if I make fun of Mr. Buck, we know each other good enough that I can make fun of him. So don't don't think I'm being rude to him, and he makes fun of me just as much. So, but I grew up, like he said, in Angier, and I grew up in a Kiwanis family myself. My granddad was in Kiwanis up until the day he passed away, and my dad does not miss a Thursday night, which is where his Kiwanis is, and his Kiwanis day anyways. And so that has always been a normal thing for us in our house, and y'all are such a good group of people nationwide, and I'm just so grateful to be able to give back to y'all, and grateful for what y'all give to your communities in general. But he told me when I walked in, Mr. Buck said, "Do you not have all the Christmas songs memorized?" And the answer is no, because Christmas is only 1 month out of the 12 months. I have a whole lot of country music songs up here in this brain, but to have Christmas music memorized is not so much. But I still do have some favorites. Rocking around the Christmas tree at the Christmas party hop. The mistletoe hung where you can't see, every couple tries to stop. Rocking around the Christmas tree, let the Christmas spirit ring. Later we'll have some pumpkin pie and we'll do some caroling. You will get a sentimental feeling when you hear voices singing, let's be jolly, deck the halls with boughs of holly. Rocking around the Christmas tree, have a happy holiday. And everyone's dancing merrily in the new old-fashioned way. You will get a sentimental feeling when you hear voices singing, let's be jolly, deck the halls with boughs of holly. Rocking around the Christmas tree, have a happy holiday. And everyone's dancing merrily in a new old-fashioned way. Thank you. I can't tell you about my internship. So I was born in Angier, like I said, and I started playing music when I was 10. That was when I got my first guitar anyways. I had been singing for a long time before that, just because I love being able to make people happy, and I love being able to get attention from people. My parents would tell you. And so when I was about a sophomore in high school, I decided that this was what I wanted to do for a living, that there was no other plan B for me. So I started looking into colleges and ended up going to Belmont University in Nashville, Tennessee, for music business. And in that time, they very much so encouraged us to get internships. There's a whole lot of people there who think that they want to be singers, so they encourage you to get into internships within the music industry so that you can kind of get to know the ins and outs of all the different portions of it and kind of learn the ropes a little bit, which was very helpful for myself as an artist. And so I had 4 internships while I was in school. And my first one was at a small marketing firm, just doing day-to-day social media posts for different kind of artists. And then I went into management, which is kind of like an adult babysitter, pretty much. Anybody who really is a manager would tell you that. And then I went into the publishing side of the music industry, which is kind of where the heart of the music comes from, publishing houses, what they're called, are they employ songwriters and different artists who write songs, and they are the keepers of the songs that get written every single day, and then are the marketplace for different artists to come around to shop for songs for whatever they're needing in projects that they're working on. So that was neat to kind of see that side. And then my last internship right before I graduated, I worked with CMA, which if you're familiar, the Country Music Association, and they put on the fancy awards every November, and they put on CMA Fest every June in Nashville, and that's the one I get asked about the most, because I always get asked, well, who have you met in Nashville, all that kind of stuff, and pretty much everybody. When I worked with CMA, I worked with their press and media department, and so I dealt with everybody from Carrie Underwood and Luke Combs and all that, all the way down to Joe Diffie and Crystal Gale and Willie Nelson and everybody in between. And so at the end of the day, they're all people, and especially in the press world, everything's always 5 minutes behind what you need it to be, so it's just rushing to get whoever needs to be where they need to be. And but that was a very, very informative internship for me, and I got to meet a lot of people who have been lucrative in my career as an artist as well too. So that's the spiel about CMA. But I do have my own music myself, and I'll play y'all some of that. I put out my first album this past June, which was about 3 years in the making. That's how old the oldest song is on that album, and got to work with my producer in Nashville and finally get to put out my own full album. And this is one of the songs on there I wrote with a friend in Nashville. I'm very grateful for the place I grew up in, and I found that when I moved away, I gained a whole new appreciation for it, which I think a lot of people could vouch for wherever it was that they were raised. And, so that was just kind of the inspiration behind this song, and it's called Why God Made Small Towns. Just a few square miles from one line to the other, they're mighty in heart, they're mighty small in number, and they welcome everybody from sun up to sundown. That's why God made small towns. They're nestled in every corner from coast to coast. They're full of everyday people with dreams and hopes, putting in hours to help the world keep spinning round. That's why God made small towns. To have a family and raise them up, to have a place to land when you're down on your luck, to live for Friday night and Sunday church and heal everything with just a little dirt. He wanted a special place where the lost can get found. That's why God made small towns. He saw some of his people living a simple life. They clung to humble things and passed slower time, longing for deeper roots in solid ground. That's why God made small towns. To have a family and raise them up, to have a place to land when you're down on your luck, to live for Friday night and Sunday church and heal everything with just a little dirt. He wanted a special place where the lost can get found. And that's why God made small towns full of big dreams. Everybody's pulling for the home team. a patch of land to bring a little heaven down. That's why God made small towns. That's why God made small towns. That's why God made small towns. Any more questions? All right, we'll test how much some of y'all know your foreign languages here with this Christmas song. Feliz Navidad, oh Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, prospero año felicidad. Feliz Navidad, oh Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, prospero año felicidad. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. Feliz Navidad, oh Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, prospero año y felicidad. Feliz Navidad, oh Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, prospero año y felicidad. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. I saw some toes tapping along to that one. Y'all seem too quiet. You aren't falling asleep on me, are you? I have been to a Kiwanis meeting or two. I know some people can fall asleep on you. I just don't know y'all well enough to know who it is. Come, they told me, pa-rum-bum-bum-bum. Our newborn king to see, pa-rum-bum-bum-bum. Our finest gifts we bring, pa-rum-bum-bum-bum. To lay before the king, pa-rum-bum-bum-bum, rum-bum-bum-bum, rum-bum-bum-bum. Well, thank you. I'll slip you your 20 on out the door, okay? No, I do. I always love getting to see familiar faces at shows, and I play about 150 shows every single year. And so to be sure I'm somewhere nearby you that y'all can come see me. I have one more show for this year. On Sunday, I'm playing at the Lincoln Theater here in Raleigh. For QDR, they're having an acoustic Christmas for the Kids concert, their annual concert that goes for UNC Children's Hospital. And I'm so grateful to get to join Scotty McCreery and George Burge and Kylie Morgan are playing. And myself and some other North Carolina artists are getting to open up the show for them. So looking forward to it. I'm looking forward for a little break after that for the rest of the year. But I already have quite a few shows for next year, so you can, my website is paigekingjohnson.com, that y'all can see all of my shows on there and hopefully get to catch me somewhere. I'll give you a couple more songs and a little backstory on this one. Mr. Buck mentioned that I am the first ever ambassador for the North Carolina Department of Agriculture and their Got to Be NC campaign. And I grew up on a farm in Angier. I showed horses my entire childhood life until I moved to Nashville, and also showed lambs and showed rabbits, and that was just a normal thing for me, and I thought everybody had that. Until I moved to Nashville and I realized that my roommate from Chicago, Illinois did not, in fact, get caught behind sweet potato trucks on the way to school like I did. So I learned very quickly that there was a huge need for advocacy for our farmers and our ranchers, not just here in North Carolina, but all over our country that are busting their backs every day to feed us and keep us healthy and all that kind of stuff. And so I'm so grateful to be able to be part of the whole Department of Agriculture and get to travel around. I visit schools on a monthly basis all over the state of North Carolina, getting to talk to their students about everything in the whole agriculture world. And we started a statewide talent competition this year that was presented by Got to Be NC, and we've been traveling around getting to hear all the amazing talent all over our state of North Carolina, and we will be crowning the first ever Ag Star this March here in Raleigh, actually. So if any of y'all are around, we would love to have you at that event. It's going to be a lot of fun, but the whole partnership with them came from this song I'm going to play for y'all. I wrote this song completely by myself, which does not happen a lot these days, but it was all just based on my childhood, being raised in that whole world. And as I grew up, learning to appreciate it and fight for it as much as I could. The song is called Homes in the Hometown. 4:30, the sun ain't even thought about rising, but if I hurry, I'll go ahead and get my 40-hour weekend, and it's only Wednesday, but it smells like rain. I've been prepping the fields and praying for it all week, so I head to my 4x4 and get to work in that worn-out seat. We don't quit when the sun goes down, we quit when the job gets done. We work where we live and live where we work and count our gifts, every single one. We break our backs, filling tables up to eat, 'cause we know it's got to be NC. God made a farmer 'cause he knew he needed us around to feed the homes in the hometown. It's kind of crazy how we keep this big rock spinning on a few thousand acres, but this Carolina ground just keeps giving, and it never runs out, never breaks down. It might take its own time, but it's always got a little more left, kinda like the farmers who spend our lives giving it our best. We don't quit when the sun goes down, we quit when the job gets done. We work where we live and live where we work and count our gifts, every single one. We break our backs, filling tables up to feed every little small town. And we don't quit when the sun goes down. We quit when the job gets done. We work where we live and live where we work, and count our gifts, every single one. We break our backs, filling tables up too, 'cause we know it's got to be MC. God made a farmer 'cause he knew he needed us around. God made a farmer 'cause he knew he needed us around to feed the homes in the hometown. To feed the homes in the hometown. To feed the homes in the hometown. Thank you. Thank you to Mr. Buck for having me out here today. To all the people online, I guess over there, we're glad y'all were here too. And Merry Christmas to all of y'all. Hopefully I can get to come back soon and get to see y'all again. When Mr. Buck said, well, when I'm in charge, we'll have a lot more entertainment. So there you go.
Paige, thank you so much for that, and Merry Christmas to everyone. We're going to end now with a memorial resolution to Mr. Blanchard, our former member, and we're proud to have Anna Blanchard with us today for this. After this, we will adjourn in honor of Mr. Blanchard, but Merry Christmas to all of you, and be sure to see one of Paige's shows. They're great.
First of all, I don't have permission to do this, so if you don't want me to do it, you can shoot me. I've said this in 2 speeches this week, and it's gone over really well. I could tell by the audience participation. There are going to be a lot of unhappy, lonely, sad people this Christmas. People who live alone, don't have any relatives nearby, people who've lost loved ones. Why don't each one of us call one person, minimum, call one person on Christmas Day that we think may not be in a joyful mood, and just wish them a Merry Christmas. We'd appreciate it if y'all would consider doing that. Thank Rocky. Did somebody say they'd call me? Usually I'm the one that makes those comments. My phone number is 919-215-5400. Now if we could get serious. I'd like to thank Rocky Strickland for writing the resolution. He does a great job. Memorial resolution in honor and recognition of Charles Fuller Blanchard. Whereas Charles Fuller Blanchard, known as Charlie, to his family and friends, son of Lawrence E. Blanchard and Anna Fuller Blanchard, was born on October 3rd, 1923 in Hamlet, North Carolina, and died on March the 10th, 2021 in Raleigh, North Carolina at age 97. And whereas Charles Fuller Blanchard moved to Raleigh with his family as a child, attended Hayes Barton Elementary School and Broughton High School, where he graduated in 1941. He graduated from Duke University, where he served as president of the student body and as the deputy corps commander in the Naval ROTC. And whereas, and by the way, I'm going to quit saying Charles Fuller Blanchard, I'm just going to say Charlie. Whereas Charlie was commissioned in the United States Navy and served as a deck officer aboard a minesweeper and 2 submarine chasers. And whereas Charlie Blanchard graduated from Duke University Law School in 1950 and practiced law for 60 years, culminating with his becoming counsel at Blanchard, Miller, Lewis, and Isley in 2011. His distinguished and celebrated career included a lengthy list of affiliations, accomplishments, and awards. He served as president of the Wake County Bar Association, and the Blanchard Community Law Clinic at Campbell Law School was named in his honor. And whereas Charlie Blanchard was a man of strong faith and a devoted member of St. Michael's Episcopal Church for 65 years, he was the founder and first president of the ARC of Wake County and served as a member and leader of numerous other community organizations. He was known as an incredibly kind, compassionate, smart, loving, curious, competitive, and generous person who always exhibited genuine interest in others. And whereas Charlie Blanchard married Bernard Berkeley in 1954, and they were happily married for 54 years. Following Bernard's death, Charlie married Archie Williams, and they had 13 happy years together. Whereas Charlie Blanchard was predeceased by his dear wife, Bernard, his infant son, Charlie, his daughter, Lila, and his brother, Lawrence, of Richmond, Virginia. And whereas Charlie Blanchard was survived by his beloved wife, Archie, who sadly died on July 23rd, 2021, his cherished daughter, Anna Neal Blanchard, his stepson, Brad Ashley, and wife, Marion, his stepdaughter, Carla Ashley, 8 nieces and nephews, several great nieces and great nephews, 7 godsons, his dear friend and companion and longtime caregiver, Eva Harris, his law partner, Philip Miller, and a legion of friends of all ages and walks of life. And whereas Charlie Blanchard joined the Kiwanis Club of Raleigh in 1955 and was an active, dependable, and valuable member for 66 years, regularly attending weekly club meetings and supporting club projects, he received the C.A. Dillon Jr. Fellowship Award and the George F. Hickson Fellowship Award. And whereas Charlie Blanchard was a loving family man who opened his heart and offered sound advice and counsel to his friends, to his family, to the members of the Kiwanis Club of Raleigh, and who recognize him as a suitable role model for any citizen who seeks to make a positive impression among his family and to leave his community a better place than he found it. Whereas the Kiwanis Club of Raleigh, North Carolina, desires to recognize, honor, and emulate the life of Charlie Blanchard and the quality of relationships that he built. Therefore, be it resolved that the Kiwanis Club of Raleigh, North Carolina, hereby memorializes the life of a loyal member, Charlie Fuller Blanchard, celebrates his career, and commends to all a life well lived and demonstrated dedication to his family, to his friends, to his church, and to his community. And be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution be spread upon the minutes of the Kiwanis Club of Raleigh, North Carolina. And be it finally resolved that a copy of the resolution be provided to Anna to be shared by her with other members of the family as an expression of the affection and respect of the Kiwanis Club of Raleigh for its member, Charlie Fuller Blanchard. Mr. Buck, where are you? Oh, I would make a motion that we adopt this resolution.
Do I have a second? Second. All in favor? Aye. Ayes have it.
Thank you. We'll do the bell.
Anna, again, thank you for being with us today. Thank you and Merry Christmas. And Paige will be right over here, and she has a few albums. And since she was so kind to do this without fee, if you'd buy a few, it would be very helpful. So it's Christmas time. Be generous. Thank you all. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. We will not meet next week or the week after. We'll be back the first Friday in January. God bless you all. Merry Christmas.